Well, Dr. Klein is in the studio, and today we're going to be talking about diabetes and other, quote, self-inflicted illnesses. Now, let's talk about that because this is information you need to know. That's why the doctor is a feature here 5 days a week on the Resource Hour. And we've got a lot of plans the doctor and I do about getting more and more of his podcast out to you so you can access it wherever you are, by smartphone, by tablet, whatever. But doctor, diabetes and other self-inflicted maladies.
Well, okay. Why would I say such an inflammatory thing?
I was going to say the mail's going to start coming in.
Oh, well, I hope so. There you go. Yeah, well, what it boils down to is that we have a bit of a problem in this country with weight. We have a bit of a problem in this country with diabetes, and the two are interrelated. And my favorite story are the people that come in and they go, well, gee, my doctor told me that I have to lose weight that'll bring my blood sugar under control. And I have to point out to that individual that it was actually that weight that the diabetes didn't just happen in a vacuum. You caused the diabetes. The diabetes is what caused the weight, not the other way around. So you can try to lose as much weight as you want to. It's not going to do any good. There are many, many vendors around a town, this part of the country and elsewhere, that claim that you can knock off all manners of weight by simply doing a 500-calorie diet and taking B vitamins. But you can't do that. It doesn't work. Okay, why not? Well, it works something like this. Your body develops resistance to a hormone called insulin, and it does it in response to blocking agents, the most prevalent of which is called fructose. And the reason I'm bringing it up this time of the year is we're getting ready for one very, very important holiday. We're looking at Halloween, which is the most important of all. Second of which is Thanksgiving. Third of which are the religious holidays over the end of the year. But it works something like this. They have one thing in common, and it's the overconsumption of foods and substances that contain sugar, in particular high fructose corn syrup. So you go out there and you're going to eat that pecan pie. Well, God bless you. It's not just going to put weight on you, but it's going to kill you. So you're going to go ahead and drink alongside of it. What are you going to be having? Well, a few beers, not as big a problem as you might think. Wine, much bigger problem because of the sugar load. But the worst of all, the very, very worst beverage of all are those sodas that contain so much sugar as to make the kids go nuts. It's the sugar that is going to kill them. It's the sugar that is killing you, and it's the sugar that we have to pull out of our diet. So it's a self-inflicted wound, first, second, and third. Yeah, you can cut the sweet potatoes out. I mean, go figure. That's of all the things you're going to eat that contain carbohydrates, that's the only one that's got any health benefit to it. So people will cut they'll cut the important stuff out, but they'll leave the junk. Well, gee, Dr. Klein, I really prefer to suck down these diet sodas. Oh, good for you. So instead of just developing diabetes, because it doesn't prevent that either, because the brain still thinks there's sugar in your system and kicks out insulin, but now you're going to waste your bones away also by leaching away the calcium. So you'll end up with two self-inflicted wounds, diabetes and osteoporosis. Well, there's some studies coming out in the past week or two looking at consumption of calcium. And lo and behold, if you really take down lots and lots of high-quality calcium, you can increase your bone density by as much as 2%. Joy and rapture. It has no net effect on fracture, though, does it? They didn't find that it decreased the incidence of fracture. So all of these things that we can take, to include those expensive little tablets that poison your bones, we are killing ourselves incrementally by what we eat. These are all self-inflicted wounds. So what can we do and what should we do? Well, the first thing we have to recognize, okay, is the damage that we're doing. High fructose corn syrup, okay, dextrose, and other names. They have a half a dozen or more scientific names for high fructose corn syrup, and every one of them will kill you equally quickly. But it works something like this. They block the insulin receptor, so your body has to throw out more and more insulin to maintain blood sugar. And you're going to think, oh, well, insulin's good for you. After all, they give insulin to diabetics in spite of the fact that they have high levels of insulin in their bloodstream. They give them more insulin. Well, what does insulin do? Well, yes, it does lower blood sugar, but it also puts fat on your stomach. So go to the mall, look at the soft ice cream stands, and look at all the round people standing in line to get the soft serve ice cream. It's amazing. It's enough to drive you crazy. You go to the drive-in windows, and everybody's supersizing their sodas. Okay, now this is enough to drive a doctor absolutely nuts. So what else are we doing to self-inflict wounds upon ourselves? Well, these diet sodas are bad in that the phosphoric acid that's in there will leach away the calcium in your bones. Your body has to throw the phosphoric acid out, and along with it, you're peeing out calcium. So you really can't maintain a good bone health when you suck down these particular products. What else is killing us? Soy. For God's sake, okay, what does soy do? Well, it inhibits your ability to digest protein through inhibition of trypsin, pepsin, and chymotrypsin. Take a road back to high school where you studied these things. These enzymes are necessary to break down and digest protein. So you're eating a protein that inhibits its own digestion. Sounds like a good idea? Not. What else does it do? It inhibits thyroid conversion of T4 to T3, so you become hypothyroid if you want to fatten cattle. And those of you that are retired farmers will know this one well. You give them two things. You give them cornmeal and soy meal. Cornmeal and soy meal will fatten cattle 30% in 6 weeks. It's called a Weight Watchers meal. Okay, it's low fat, low cholesterol, and you will fatten up 30%. So during the holiday season, okay, I want you to look at those bags of those little bars that they make them up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere, okay, and understand the little piglets that are coming door to door and what damage you're doing to them. The good news is that you can give them healthy foods like apples and popcorn, right? Well, the popcorn's not so healthy, but you can't give them apples either. So we have tied our own hands. What do we do for these kids other than poison them when they come around? So trick or treat, hallelujah. The second one is Thanksgiving, okay? So you're looking at this beautiful turkey. It's probably the healthiest thing you're going to eat all year, right? But then we trash it. Honest to God, you just want to die. So here you got the casserole of sweet potatoes. Sweet potato casserole is pretty good. The butter that you put in there, no, it's not killing you. It's actually good for you. Throw away the margarine, use butter. But what are those marshmallows doing on top? That's high fructose corn syrup. It's nothing more than whipped sugar. You've got to be very, very aware that, yes, the holidays come but once a year. But what do we do with all that leftover food? We eat it for a week or two, and then it's followed by 3 to 4 more holidays soon thereafter. So people will gain, on average, 4 to 6 pounds per year over the holiday season and not shed it. So yes, congratulations. This is the gift that just keeps on giving. No, not herpes. It's weight through the consumption of these sugar-containing substances.
As a society, the holidays are bad enough. But it seems like as a society, if Johnny had a good report card, it's his favorite meal. If Jenny got a good report at school or made the cheerleading squad, where she's supposed to be all svelte and everything, let her go out and get a cake.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
America is a food consumption mess.
Well, okay, if you had a pile of cocaine, a pile of sugar, and a pile of caffeine, okay, the rat goes after the sugar. Okay, the sugar is a more addictive substance. It gives you a better high than the cocaine or the caffeine. It is what your body craves. Your body craves that which kills it. Okay, honestly, you need to look at these things and take a step back. Now, a diet, okay, is an odd thing. Diet is derived from the root for discipline, not the root for denial. When you're on a diet, you should be dieting all the time. We should all be disciplined. You have to pull the calories out first, but the nature of the calories is equally important. So you take a look at chocolate. Most of the chocolate consumed in this country, most of it that's bought anyway, is bought right now. Okay, where's it made? It's made in the United States, where lecithin is made from soy. Now, soy lecithin contains those same 2 isoflavones. But if you go to Europe, they do, in fact, make their chocolate using lecithin. But it's egg lecithin. Why egg? Because the Europeans did something smart. Now, they don't often do something smart.
True.
But, just because they have accents doesn't make them inherently more intelligent. But they did recognize something early, and that was that soy is beneath human consumption. You can't use soy in the production of food in Europe, nor can you serve corn. It's also considered to be cattle feed. So guess what? Okay, look at what they're doing. Let's not emulate their medical system. Let's certainly not emulate their gun laws. But we really do have to understand that they might have hit a home run on this one.
And once you have contracted any one of these maladies, your next step should be to the stages of life so they can bring you back. Transition City right here, named Rob. What's going on?
Well, give us a call at 407-679-3337. You can also find us on the web at stagesoflife.net. We're located in Longwood at 1917 Booth Circle. That's right off of I-4 and 434. Our office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. The health store is open during those office hours. And don't forget, we're doing shipping for $5, all of your nutraceuticals until December 17th.
$5.
Well, you have to ask for it.
Oh, okay. You got to ask.
Gotta ask. Loretta will do it.
All right, very good. And don't forget, folks, as holidays get closer, we'll be doing more and more shows on how to enjoy the holidays, but do it in a healthy realm. That's going to wrap up the show for today. I want to remind you, or wrap up this segment of the show, we want to remind you that Dr. Klein is with us 5 days a week right here on the Resource Hour.